बालवीर सीज़न 3 के आने वाले एपिसोड 105 में हम देखेंगे कि किस तरह बालवीर भस्म के साथ लड़ता है और भस्म को मारता भी है उसी के त्रिशूल से। यानी बालवीर और भस्म पहले लड़ेंगे तलवार से, और जैसे ही बालवीर की तलवार ख़त्म हो जाएगी यानी टूट जाएगी, तो फिर बालवीर के पास एक ही चारा रह जाएगा भस्म को मारने का, और वो वही तरीका होगा जिससे बालवीर ने भस्म को आज़ाद करवाया था। यानी जो त्रिशूल भस्म के अंदर था जब वो एक मूर्ति बना हुआ था, वो उसी त्रिशूल की वजह से था, और बालवीर को ये त्रिशूल भस्म के अंदर वापस डालना है ताकि वो भस्म को फिर से कैद कर सके। लेकिन हम ये देखेंगे कि वो त्रिशूल आगील और शशमाग अपने पास रख लेंगे, और फिर बालवीर को उनके पास जाना पड़ेगा उस त्रिशूल के लिए, और बालवीर को उनके साथ भी लड़ाई करनी पड़ेगी ताकि वो त्रिशूल बालवीर को मिल जाए, ताकि बालवीर अपने बाप भस्म को एक दफ़ा फिर से कैद कर सके। और हम देखेंगे कि शुरू में भस्म बालवीर को नहीं मारेगा, क्योंकि भस्म देखता है कि बालवीर उसी का बेटा है और कोई भी बाप अपने बेटे को कभी नहीं मारेगा, तो इसलिए भस्म बालवीर को नहीं मारेगा, बल्कि भस्म की असली दुश्मनी बेनाम और उत्तान और सारे शाश्वान लोग से है। लेकिन क्योंकि बालवीर शाश्वान लोग में से भी है, इसलिए बालवीर और भस्म के बीच में एक ऐसी दरार आ जाएगी जिसको सिर्फ बालवीर ही भर सकता है, और उस दरार को भरने के लिए बालवीर को अपने बाप भस्म को फिर से एक बार कैद करना पड़ेगा, ताकि जो शाश्वान लोग की तबाही सब ने देखी है वो ना हो सके और उसको बचाया जा सके। और इसका सिर्फ एक ही रास्ता है, और वो बालवीर के हाथों भस्म की मौत है। अगर आप सबसे पहले सीज़न 3 के एपिसोड्स देखना चाहते हैं तो मैजिक ऑयल को सब्सक्राइब करते हैं और इस वीडियो को लाइक करते हैं, ताकि अगले सीज़न 3 के फुल एपिसोड्स आपके पास सबसे जल्दी आएँ। तो इस एपिसोड को शुरू करते हैं। Today's episode is going to be our weekly episode where we will predict the coming episodes of Balveer season 3 and that very, you can say, clear plot that is ahead of us, and also some new updates regarding Balveer and a brand new show in Balveer's slot that will take place. So we are definitely going to be filled with all the new topics for Balveer season 3. Now, of course, first of all, we need to talk about the whole of plots and what these plots mean. And of course, we are also here to talk about every single thing related to Balveer and the other shows, and really just the whole of Balveer's timeline. Now, we know that these behind the scenes footages that were released, and of course they aren't released on just on a random day. They were released on the instructions of Sony Sub and the producers and everyone else who is responsible for the marketing of Balveer. And there are a lot of plots that we can clearly see that will definitely have a lot of weight to them, and there is one that is related with Balveer and Benam and Agil, and how Balveer will team up with Benam, who is as of now in Agil's body, and they will try, or they won't just try, they will actually trick Agil, and it will be really interesting to see how that all plays on and about. And of course, we are also here to talk about the other shows and how Balveer going off air is going to affect them. And there are other things among all the Balveer fans that are being really hyped up as of now, and we are also here to see where that takes us. So we know that Balveer season 3 has a lot of plots, and there are 2 major villains as of now, which are already, you can say, out. We can clearly see those villains. Number 1 is Person, and our second villain is actually it is Param, and we have no idea how strong Param is, but we can clearly see that Bhasm is allegedly very strong, stronger than Balveer himself, as per Akil. So we just have to see how that all goes and turns on and about. And of course, the whole plot is regarding Balveer, and we can clearly see that they have to retrieve the trident, that is the Bhasm trident, and Balveer has to steal it from Argyle's grasp. But one more thing that people might mistake, the whatever it was that we saw in episode you can say 104, and the ending of episode 104 was really, you can say, it was out of nowhere. We did not suspect it to be that, you can say, that evil in a way. But Bhasm is our second villain, and there wasn't a new villain that was showed, and it wasn't about this show. And when there was some really great episodes, we still got the coming up next promo of those episodes. So it is completely fine, and it is understandable that Balveer fans would suggest and would think that their show is going off air, but that is not the case here, because it is going to go off air the first week of October, and we have all the details. And as we get the show dates of the new show, we will get to see how it will play out. And of course, the whole timeline of the plots is right in front of us. Some are, in a way, they are really bad, but the others are really great. So we know that Bhasm is now free, and now they have to team up with, they won't team up, they just have to, see how that all goes. And there isn't any new promo that is out for Balveer, and that is also a bummer. It also is indicating that they have stopped promoting the show, which is, it is sad, but it is true. So we can clearly see that the behind the scenes footages that were shown are already done, and of course there are like hundreds of them, and as of now we have 101 footages of behind the scenes of Balveer season 3. Some are already done, actually most of them are already done. Talking about the first one is actually we have already seen, then this one too, and of course the bridge scene, we all know how that all goes. And of course we thought that the bridge scene and then Balveer having Agil's body on his knees, or actually at his feet, were going to be the same scenes, but they aren't. So there is this one scene that will play when Balveer and Benam will trick Agil into thinking that Balveer has killed his own mother, thinking that it was actually Agil. So this has yet to happen, and then we have the bridge scene again, and then there is the shocking twist one where Balveer and Uttan are together, and there is this, it says Balveer is against Balveer is being behind, or actually there is a conspiracy against Balveer, and the righteousness will take place over dark and evil forces. So we have no idea where that is, but it is likely to be in that same scene. And then there is this scene where both Balveer and Uttan are raising their right hands, so that is also a way to probably get past either Bhasm or Benam and Agil's plot. And then there is one where Agil and Benam right in front of each other. So it is a major plot. And then there is one where Sheshmag is heavily injured, so that is very interesting. And then this whole plot is about Balveer rescuing his mother from Agil's body. And then of course this one is already done. And there is this plot where Agil is holding this magic wand, which is the size of her arm, and it isn't big at all. And then there is this where they are already on the ground. So this is probably that bridge scene. And then we see that both Balveer and Agil are holding each other's hands together. So that is going to be interesting. And then we see that the wand thing still going. And then there is this scene that has already happened of Sheshmag being in disguise. So this doesn't make any sense, but here we are. And of course these footages aren't being released in a chronological order. They are very random, and they are not in order at all, in order of the show itself, so they don't really have to worry about that. And of course then there is this scene with Balveer, and wait a second, so who is this? We have no idea. So there is a new member. If Balveer has the time to have all these subplots, there is a new member in the Bharadwaj family. So maybe it is actually Eva's father, because we were shown that Eva's father was dead because he died in a car crash. So maybe they just are trying to revert that. So we have no idea who that is really. And then we have this Balveer and Kashmir scene, which we have already seen. And then there is this one scene where Uttan is laying on the floor because Sheshmag, who Balveer and everyone else from Shashwan Lok thinks that Sheshmag, actually Nehmag, is being possessed, but it is actually Sheshmag. So these are all connected, and of course Benam, Balveer and Uttan are all together. And then when Sheshmag takes the trident with Balveer, actually from Balveer, and he takes it back to Himbashlok, and then we see Agil holding that trident, and there are some scenes that are going to take place. Andher is also there for some reason, or maybe this is just the same scene that happened before they decided to take Balveer's powers and all that virus plot. And then we see a scene where everyone is there for the Bharadwaj family, and it actually is for Navya's birthday. So we have no idea if they are going to include that as well. And then maybe, just maybe, when Balveer and everyone else is celebrating Navya's birthday, they are going to be met with Bhasm's terror, and then Balveer will face his father. And then we see that Balveer enters Agil's Himbashlok to save his friend. We have no idea who Balveer's friend is. We think that it might be Berdol, but it could be anyone. So once again we see that Bhasm creates havoc on earth. Balveer tries to stop him, and then okay, so Balveer ki dost Kashvi ki jaan ko Balveer ke pita se bada khatra. What? Okay, so maybe Kashvi is going to be the victim of Bhasm's magical powers. That could be something. Who will Balveer choose? His love or his father? We have no idea. So then we have this old plot where Taba was driving the bus, allegedly. And then Balveer has the snapped Bhasm trident in his hand. So what is that about? And then the next scene is of a box, which we also have no idea what it is about. Okay, so it actually is Uttan holding the Bhasm trident, so maybe that is very interesting. And then there is already done scene of Balveer, who is attacked by Sheshmag in a cloak, and that is also done. And then we have Bhasm, more Bhasm, and then this is already done. And then there is most of Agil holding a gun against Balveer, and then there is once again Bhasm, who will be interacting with his son once again, and now Benam will be there in her true form. And then there is this Agil's powers. We have no idea why this is going on and about. And then there is the scene where Balveer will be meeting both of his parents at the same time. That is going to be really interesting. And then there is a new, you can say, character that is being introduced, and apparently his name is Vival. It's not Vivan, it's not our younger Balveer, it is actually Vival, a grown man who is going to be a love interest of Kashvi. So Balveer gets, you can say, entangled once again in a love triangle. We have no idea. So then we see that Bhasm is actually meeting Benam, and we also have no idea why Benam's name isn't revealed yet. That is really sad. So these are the thoughts. And then Bhasm also attacks both Benam and Balveer, which is interesting. And then Kashvi is for some reason in that same place trying to save Balveer. And then we see, well, once again that Balveer has this box. So this box is really interesting. And then we see that Bhasm will fatally wound Benam, and then Balveer has something to do about it, and Balveer will definitely, you can say, trying to, well, find a new way to cure his mother. And then there is this plot where Bhasm is probably dead, and that box is probably, we can only, you can say, suspect and theorize that this box is actually having Bhasm's remains, which could either be dust or soil or dirt or ashes of Bhasm. And of course this could just be a speculation, but it is true. And then there is this plot where Balveer and Agil will have to work together to fight a bigger villain, and that will be Param. So it is going to be really interesting to see how much overpowered Param is. Even though we hate Param's outfit, it is just very, very boring. There is nothing new here. Once again, these are the whole of these costumes that are having brown, black, gray, and that's it. This is the major coloring disaster of this show. There are no colors, there are no, you can say, elements, and there is definitely none of that in Balveer season 3, which is a sad thing. And even Benam is just having her name as Benam and not Balpari, and that is also a shame, because we thought that Balveer has a mother who is Balpari, so they just completely changed that, and it is sad. So this is about it. So Bhasm will be, we can say, defeated by Balveer, and that will be the whole of plot. There are 3 new characters, or 3 new major characters, and if we want to include that one evil person that is also in the Bharadwaj family, then there are 4. So 2 are from Earth, and 2 are very evil people, very evil characters, and the one we are already met with, which is Bhasm, and then the next one is Param. So Param is overpowered as of now, so Balveer and Agil will have to work together, and it is likely that after Param is defeated, then maybe, just maybe, Balveer will have a proper ending. And then we have to talk about the new show, which is called Pashmina. And Pashmina is actually going to be the replacement of Balveer season 3, and it is going to be played at 7, or actually 7 p.m. Yes, so it is going to be played at 7 p.m. and it is about something nods of love, and, or you can say nods of love, and we just have to see how that is all going to turn out for our channel. And this is about it. And of course the TRPs should also be discussed, and there is nothing new. It's the same old thing. We have the same old TRPs of Balveer, and it was just updated like a day ago, and so it was updated on September 7th. So Balveer 3 is still at 0.2, Dil Diyan Galla is at 0.3, Madam Sir is also having 0.3, when it is our you can say they just are re-watching it, and they are already having more TRP points than Balveer, which is a brand new show. So this just shows how bad they are doing. And Dhruv Tara is having 0.6, same as Vanshaj, both of them having 0.6. And then Pushpa Impossible is having 0.9, which is really impressive. And then we have Wagle Ki Dunya, which is actually the most impressive, with only, you can say, one timeline. And unlike Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, which is also airing older episodes, Wagle Ki Dunya takes the throne here, because if we remove one full point from Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma for airing older episodes, then it is left with 0.9 points. And Wagle Ki Dunya, having been the freshest show on Sunny Sub, is actually being crowned, or should be crowned, as the best show, best live show as of now of 2023, because Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma is cheating their way through it, and we don't count them in for this purpose only. And so we can clearly see that Pashmina, which is a replacement, and his is coming on October, so they are definitely going to announce the true dates, the exact dates, and those dates will indicate which episode will be the last episode of Balveer season 3. And as of now, we can predict, and it just is a prediction, that Balveer season 3 will be ending in 130s, and 130 something episode will definitely be the last episode of Balveer season 3, because as of now we are at 105 episodes, and now when we go on to October, then there are only, you can say, a few 20 something episodes left, and these are the days that are left. So Balveer season 3 will likely end in the first week of October as per all sources, and that will be the end of the third show of Balveer season 3. Subscribe our channel and watch these Balveer episodes only on Magic World, where new Balveer episodes are daily uploaded with new ideas, only for the true Balveer fans who want to experience the wonders of Balveer that are brought to you by Magic World. Take care of yourself and be happy.